I know I said I'd be going on break and that I'd only be doing the winter night videos, but this was D&D related news, and I thought this was actually really good news for everyone. And I don't mind covering some good news. And like I said before, news tubing stuff, as it pertains to Lord of the Rings, will be done on the Brothers Arda. As it pertains to Conan, will be done on the Brothers Hyborian and, Zelda, Hyrule, and I don't really cover Warcraft news, but I might have to start for Brothers Azeroth. But that stuff I'm not going to be doing for a while, because, yeah, I am burnt out still, but this was good news. Dan found it, and he thought I might make a good video. So, Dungeons & Dragons tells illustrators to stop using AI to generate artwork for fantasy franchise. That's really good news, because the thing about AI is that you're removing the human element, and there's something dystopian about AI and the creep of it into day-to-day lives and into the removal of white-collar work from people so that AI can cover it instead. And this creep, now while some who are more foolish will say, oh, good riddance, they all suck because they've not been making good movies and whatnot. Yeah, that is true. But it starts here, it'll work its way to your lives and take over your gig, your job, no matter what. So that's where I think, let's be smart. This needs guardrails now. We need to kill it in its inception now. And AI cannot generate a single good thing for our world. We don't need it. Period. For anything. So here we go. This is written by Matt O'Brien, a descendant of the O'Briens. Maybe I should do some Irish history videos over on the History Corner for fun in the upcoming weeks. I did do a French podcast at one point, a French history podcast, and I'm doing one on the Mark Twain Jeanne d'Arc novels. So on that front, I'm thinking that maybe I'll do a Irish history one and maybe a follow-up French history one. I did enjoy those. But then again, I'm just spending most of my time writing and scripting for future videos for this channel, so might not have time. Dungeons & Dragons role-playing game franchise says it won't allow artists to use artificial intelligence technology to draw its cast of sorcerers, druids, and other characters and scenery. Good. D&D art is supposed to be fanciful, but at least one axe-wielding giant seemed too weird for some fans, leading them to take to social media to question if it was human-made. Yeah, that's the thing. AI does not generate the best art. Sometimes it does. Most times it doesn't. And this has to do with the fact that it's not human. Now, the idea, let's make it better than human artists and painters and whatnot. That's dangerous and foolish. And anyone who wants that is a misanthrope whom ought not to be trusted. And is probably a little insane and a bit of a sociopath. And I know people would say this is an overgeneralization, but come on. It's the truth. Let's be honest. Let's stop trying to circle around it. Let's just face it for what it is and say the truth as it is. So, Hasbro owned D&D Beyond, which makes online tools and other companion content for the franchise, said it didn't know until Saturday that an illustrator it has worked with for nearly a decade used AI to create commissioned artwork for an upcoming book. See, this person was trying to cut corners and probably make a bit more money than usual, which, while I don't mind people trying to make a bit more cash or meet deadlines using, what tools they have at their disposal, this person didn't do the right thing. The franchise run by the Hasbro subsidiary Wizards of the Coast said in a statement that it has talked to that artist and is clarifying its rules. He will not use AI for Wizards' work moving forward. No, he should have been fired. The fact that you didn't basically gives him encouragement to do this again. Fire him. Blacklist him. from the industry. He shouldn't work. And the reason I say that he shouldn't work in this industry is that people have been blacklisted for less. And for even no reasons. So this is... he will not use AI for Wizards work moving forward, said a post from D&D Beyond's account on X, formerly Twitter. Oh, come on, let's just call it Twitter. This obsession with the numeral 10 or letter X is starting to get a little tiresome. C'est fatigant. We are revising our process and updating our artist guidelines to make clear that artists must refrain from using AI art generation as part of their art creation process for developing D&D. Today's AI-generated art often shows telltale glitches, such as distorted limbs, which is what caught the eye of skeptical D&D fans. Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast didn't respond to requests for further comment. Sunday, Hasbro brought D&D Beyond for 146.3 million last year. The Rhode Island-based toy giant has owned Wizards of the Coast for more than 2 decades. Yeah, the art in question is in a soon-to-be-released hardcover book of monster descriptions and lore called Big B Presents Glory of the Giants. Maybe recall it and remove the AI art. The digital and physical version of the package is selling for $60 on the D&D website and due for an King's release. The use of AI tools to assist in creative work has raised copyright and labor concerns in a number of industries. Yeah. Helping to fuel the Hollywood strike. Now, I'm not too keen on a lot of what's been produced out of Hollywood recently. But there's people like electricians, audio guys, janitors, cooks, who do rely on, well, they basically do everything for the production of films. Their careers depend on keeping AI out of the entertainment industry. And the thing is, you bring in AI for entertainment, you're going to soon tear out the human element. And the thing is, this will only accelerate our march towards a dystopia. So if you say, well, good riddance, they don't deserve work. Sure they don't. But bear in mind, better them than the AI. Because if you say, oh, well, I don't want them out of work, I don't want them to be working, we need AI to do their work for them. So what if, say, another Shakespeare comes along? You would prefer that he be out of work simply to spite these people. I don't understand the logic. We need talented artists and talented writers to have work. Yes, there's a risk that talentless hacks will get in. That's always a risk. You look at, say, manga and anime. It's trash these days. It's been trash for almost 20 years. It's not since, 2010 for Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood has there been a single decent anime produced. That's fact. And what would, because most anime and manga are just trying to copy the glory of Gundam, Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or something. They're not even trying to be original. So, what if something truly revolutionary and beautiful comes out again? Well, with AI there, we'll never produce it. So, you got plenty of hacks in the industry, but you need to keep the door open in case there's someone truly talented. Yeah, you might say indie, but if no one's marketing, and if you've actually removed all marketing, because marketing is handled by AI is going to only market AI-produced stuff, then nobody's going to be able to produce anything. And thus you removed, that line of work. So, and of course, you put us in the hands of putting our culture under the control of AI. So, in that regard, only a fool and only someone truly short-sighted would say, well, better AI than Hollywood. Yes, Hollywood is horrible. It probably shouldn't be around anymore. We don't need Hollywood. I mean, there's plenty of other venues they could use, and all the people participating in the protests could probably go create alternative stuff that's better. But where things are tricky is maybe the protests are a good thing if it kills the AI element. That's my point of view. If it kills the AI thing and then they go and produce their own stuff without Hollywood, they'll have done a good thing. So if you don't agree with me, that's fine. But just bear in mind, I'm right on this one. I'm right. And we don't need AI. So any talk of better that than the alternative, don't be a fool. Don't be. We can still despise, let's say, the most privileged and self-entitled, pernicious individual in Hollywood. I mean, we can still despise all of those Hollywood people who think they're better than the rest of us. But at the same time, we can hope that there's at least one victory for the little guy won. There is common cause there. Because human beings need work. And if you remove one element of work in order to put it in the hands of AI, you're going to start removing more and more and more and more till it's just a slippery slope. And yeah. Anyways, enough of the lecture. Now, Recording Academy to revise its Grammy Awards protocols and leading some visual artists to sue AI companies for ingesting their work without their consent to build image generators that anyone can use. Yeah, that's not right. That's not right. But anyone who argues in favor of AI will say that's a good thing. I don't know how it's a good thing, but apparently it is. Hasbro rival Mattel used AI-generated images to help come up with ideas for new Hot Wheels toy cars, though it hasn't said that was more than an experiment. Yeah. Mattel should probably be boycotted, I think, because they're using AI. And I know it sounds weird to favor everything that's non-AI and go against everything that is AI generated and whatnot and supported. But it's about protecting our humanity, our basic humanity. Now, like I said, you can disagree with me, but on this one, I think I'm pretty right. And I think that it'd be the height of folly to, say we need AI in the entertainment industry. We don't. Now, that's not to say that I support what's coming out recently. I mean, you look at the recent movies, Barbie, Oppenheimer. These are terrible films. They should never have been created. They should never have been made and produced. You look at, heck, anything that's come out the past 10 years, especially superhero nonsense, all trash. We don't need it. So, yeah, we don't need any of this stuff in our culture. But the thing is, Dungeons & Dragons is a pretty big franchise. Fantasy is a big franchise. Starts here and it slips into every other fantasy story. So that's why I also don't support my fellow YouTubers really using AI images. I should check to see if I've used any. I think someone gave me a few. I'll have to look into that. And if so, I need to download and redress that. More because I'd rather have actual images and direct people towards decent artists and whatnot. But anyways, as it is, I think that we need to be very careful of this. So tell me in the comment section whether you agree or disagree, and don't forget to smash that like and that subscribe button as though you were, well, I guess the gods smashing Krynn with a giant meteor.